Ryan Russell, South Gloucestershire. We predominantly rear calves on an ABP system. We were previously manually feeding on farm, and last year I had a shoulder operation, so we had to upgrade and we went with the JFC Evolution S4. So we've been looking at all sorts of different ranges of the machine, found that JFC sort of suited our needs via Facebook. Once I spoke to James said, look, we're at Dairy Tech, why don't you come down and see us? We met Andrew from MMT there. He's only down the road, probably 40 minutes away from us. Really easy to deal with, nice chap. That's our confidence, knowing that there's always someone there local. So we're feeding 135 calves on the machine. Previously we could only do 100 calves just with how the shed's set up. That was taking us 4.5 hours every day, 4.5 hours. Two and a bit in the morning, 2 and a bit in the afternoon. That was not including bedding them down, that's not including caking them, just because of the sheer volume that we had to mix up and had to feed. I spend probably just as long with the calves, but now I'm doing animal management rather than physically feeding the calves, and the calves are looking much better for it. And we're probably hitting 1.1 daily live weight gain, which is phenomenal. So I've got to do everything from the feeding to the paperwork to the financial management side of things. It's just me. So with those 28 hours, not only can I spend it as a better farm manager, I can also spend it with the family. So we're in South Gloucestershire at the moment, and my family are from South Wales, but having them under 4 and 5, it means that we can go away for the afternoon or for the day. Whenever we're calf rearing for sort of 6 to 8 weeks, we can't leave the farm for more than 12 hours, whereas with the mobile app and going back to South Wales, even for something like a Sunday roast, you can go back home, you can check the app when you're halfway through your dinner, you can check the app when you're leaving, and make sure everything is in place and doing the right thing. It's an extremely handy app. As most parents know, your daughter gets up at stupid o'clock in the morning, so she comes out with me before 6 o'clock, and we come round and she jumps in the pens with the calves, whereas when we were manually feeding before, I wouldn't want to send her in. The calves are so much more content, they're not bothered about seeing people, whereas when you were manually feeding, they were a bit wild. With our system, they've got to hit weight gain targets. The consistency of a calf being reared on a machine, opposed to consistency of a calf being reared manually, is about 10 kilos. They are 10 kilos further along than where they would be if I was rearing manually. Yeah, so looking into the calves, you can see that the calves have got a lovely shine on them. I think that's the biggest thing with calf rearing, is that, you know, your first notification of an ill calf is its dullness. And I think rearing on the machine, I genuinely think that we haven't had a dull calf, a non-shiny calf. The calf has always had a lovely shiny coat. I think that comes from the consistency. Whether you're tired or whether you've hung over or anything, it's never as consistent. You can't be as consistent as a machine, as a robot, and that's what we are. We're consistent. So I think we're hitting 1.1 because of the consistency, and they're identical. All calves are identical, which makes my job a lot easier.